Beyond that, LeBron had 35 points. He's in year 22. He's shooting 46% from three-point land, best of his career, a third straight triple-double. So Michael Jordan was more like Seinfeld. 9 great years, highly impactful, still discussed today. LeBron's become Law and Order. We're on year 35. I watched an episode 2 days ago. It still crushes. I know Michael played 15 seasons, and many of them were great, but he was a
You know bullshit coming when the motherfucker start wagging his head. I know Michael played 15 years. Here come the nonsense right here. Here comes the BS we've been waiting for.
shell of himself at the end. LeBron's in year 22.
Michael Jordan was a shell of himself at the end. At the end of what? We talking about his end of his tenure with the Bulls? When he left by winning a championship? Being the best player in basketball? Or we talking about the Wizard years? Where he still averaged like 23 points? 6 rebounds, like 5 assists. Which one are we talking about? When you say shell of himself, what exactly are you getting at? Like, was he trash? So are you saying Michael Jordan at the end of his career was garbage? And if that's the case, when you compare it to LeBron, are you saying LeBron is not a shell of himself now? Is LeBron not a shell of himself? Is LeBron still close, right, to what he was in his prime? And let's just say his prime was, when he was winning MVPs. Let's say around 2008 till 2018. Let's just say that, right? Let's say that's LeBron's prime. That's his 10-year window, right? Are you saying that LeBron right now is as good as he was back then and not a shell of himself? Because you just so quickly and boldly rushed to say that Jordan was a shell of himself to prove whatever nonsensical bullshit point you got. I appreciate y'all watching these videos, man. I just had to do one. It bothers me, man. Colin Cowherd, a.k.a. Mr. Clutch Sports himself, gets away with so much nonsense. He talks like this all the time. And I think sometimes people got to break down and expose some of the bullshit that he says, bro. But let's get into it.
On any possession, best player on the floor. In any game, AD got into foul trouble. They're like, LeBron, take it over. Best player on the floor. He's not as good as Jokic. On Giannis's best night, he's not as good as Giannis. He really...
You just say he's the best player on the floor, right? You basically hyping up this triple-double he had. 35, 12, and 14, right? In a few videos, I've already debunked and talked about the rebounds that LeBron gets. Basically, easy-ass defensive rebounds. Nobody else is interested in getting, because if anybody else on his team got them, they'd be fired immediately. He gets manipulating the stat rebounds, okay? You're talking about his 14 assists. I think the other night he had a triple-double too, like 12 assists, 10 assists. But he's getting like 6 turnovers when he gets these assists, bro. 12 assists, 6 turnovers. 14 to 6 turnovers. What are we talking about? This guy is mishandling the ball too much in a basketball game, bro. He's mishandling the ball on an occasional basis, and they never talk about it. All they want to do is say he had a triple-double. That's all they want to do. If you notice, Anthony Davis has been balling this year, bro. Anthony Davis is clearly by far the best player on the team. It's not even a close second. You can even admit that if you're a LeBron Glazer. Even if you're on the take, we all know Anthony Davis is the best player on this team. Basically, this entire this entire sketch that he's doing should basically be all about how great Anthony Davis is. The show must go Bron is what it says right on the left corner. It should be something about Anthony Davis and his magnificence. The fact that he's a two-way player. The fact that he's a defensive phenom. The fact that he gets offensive and defensive rebounds. The fact that he's a shot blocker. The fact that he's the engine of this entire team. And nobody else talks about how slow the Lakers have to play when LeBron's on the floor. Do you guys pay attention to how slow they have to be? Because he runs the clock down, he dribbles. He doesn't get back on defense. He allows them to play 4-on-5. But then you got clowns like Colin Cowherd. Jordan's been retired for, what, 2003. He's been retired for over 20 years now, bro. And they cannot stop talking about Michael Jordan. This is a LeBron segment that really should be an Anthony Davis segment. But either way, somehow we're putting Jordan in it. It has to be a LeBron versus Jordan debate somehow. He don't say nothing to nobody. He doesn't bother people. He's not sitting here on YouTube clickety clacking. He doesn't retweet people and cause beef. He don't even got burner accounts. But yet, they antagonize and destroy his reputation on a daily basis. They attack him. Listen to this. And this is very common because they keep bringing Jordan's name in. And I want you Bron stands, the ones that are going to be in the comment section, before y'all start commenting the bullshit that I'm about to hear, understand, these guys, your pals, the ones who love LaQueen, they attack Jordan on a daily basis. You guys will never tell them, hey, leave Jordan out of it. Cut Jordan some slack. He did what he did. Let his greatness be his greatness. Let's just focus on LeBron without having to put Jordan in the conversation so that we can actually have something to talk about. Oh, no, y'all don't look at that, though. All y'all look at is, they said something about my queen? They disrespected my Queen James? Oh, no. And then y'all get the clickety-clacking to defend this narcissist. But people like this are able to do this on the mainstream media, all throughout ESPN, all throughout Fox Sports, all day long. Nobody says a word when they disrespect Jordan. Nobody says a word.
He doesn't have the dexterity anymore of Wemby. Wemby's just insane. And Ant Edwards is much more dynamic athletically on a consistent basis. But LeBron's IQ, his leadership, his ability to pick up.
His IQ that leads to 6 turnovers. His IQ that leads to 6 turnovers per game. Isn't that crazy? His leadership, huh? You talking about what, when he cusses out his teammates and gets on them for his misassignments? When they have a fumble on defense and he blames the other teammates when 9 times out of 10 it's his fault? Or are we talking about the leadership he has by constantly talking to his players as if they're comrades and then going back to the front office and seeing how much he can get for them in a trade? That leadership, where he goes behind their backs and constantly tries to trade them? Great leadership. Or are you talking about the leadership where he clearly has a convo with them about them not being able to get these free-ass rebounds he always gets? Seriously, y'all, go look at LeBron's rebounds. Go look at them. They're nonsense. 3, 4, 5 people around him that are all wearing Laker jerseys. And they're not allowed to touch the board. They're not allowed to get the basketball. It's his rebound. You talking about that leadership? Is that the leadership you talking about? You talking about the guy who constantly goes to the media and goes, we just don't have enough, so that they all know that they're on the trade block? Or you talking about the guy who doesn't defend D'Angelo Russell? Because clearly Brian Windhorst and all these other posts talk about how much they can get for Russell or what a Russell trade might mean for the team. I don't ever hear LeBron go, hey, I'm hearing all this noise about D'Angelo Russell. That's my guy. We gonna ride with him. Want y'all to lay off him. Is that the leadership you talking about? What leadership? The fourth quarters? Where 9 times out of 10, he's out the way if a game is close? And people say, no, he's not. they'll mention some bullshit like tonight where I believe he hit like 2 threes or something, and it's gonna be all over the post as if he saved the day. When 9 times out of 10 he causes you to lose the lead and then goes hits a 3 and then everybody just points at the 3, not the fact that he's the one who caused you to lose the lead to begin with. You know, man, sometimes I just can't with these people, man. Sometimes I just can't, bro. Look at his face. Don't you just want to grab this dude by the collar and just slap this dog shit out of him? Just pimp slap him. Don't you just want to just slap him? Just like, just grab that salmon pink button up he got and slap the shit out this old man until his toupee fall off. I can't, man.
Things during the course of a game. And it's always been this Michael Jordan, LeBron thing. LeBron's easily got the best resume in the history of basketball. Michael was...
Right, but who's causing the Michael Jordan LeBron thing? Who's comparing LeBron to Michael Jordan? Who was the ones doing it? Who started the Michael Jordan LeBron thing? Colin Cowherd? Wasn't it you? Wasn't it everybody in the mainstream media? Wasn't it the Skip Bayless, the Stephen A. Smiths? Now the Nick Wrights? The Shannon Sharps? The Chris Broussards even back in the day? Wasn't it you guys who started the Michael Jordan versus LeBron debates way back in the ye old days? Or is this just some new thing that, you know, the YouTubers started? Did the YouTubers start it? Were the social media media lights the ones starting this whole LeBron versus Jordan debate? I'm pretty sure it was you guys, dog. Come on, man.
Red hot for about 8 to 9 years.
That's just like causing a big ass mess in your house and then just not acknowledging that you did it. Just being like, why is there so much trash all over the place? Bro, pick up your trash. The trash is here because of you. Come on, clown.
Red hot for about 8 to 9 years. Red hot. He was the coolest player. He was the best looking. He was the best dressed. I'm not denying that. For a 9-year stretch, there's nothing like him. Love him. I watched Air again 3 nights ago. I watched the movie about Michael Jordan. He's still relevant today.
My boy say 8 or 9 year stretch. That's all you get, Jordan? Just 8 or 9 years? Okay. All right. Had a 15 but really 13-year career, but all right.
There's nothing like him. Love him. I watched Air again 3 nights ago. I watched the movie about Michael Jordan. He's still relevant today. His shoes, I think, still sell Lebrons. I'm not, but you can't give me this.
I don't even think that's close if we just talking about shoes. I like a lot of people like to talk about Jordan shoes when it comes to this debate. Yeah, there's no comparison, bro. Michael Jordan got some of the greatest shoes of all time. I don't ever see anybody wearing a pair of LeBrons. As a matter of fact, out here in the West Coast, you get roasted for rocking some LeBrons. Don't be out in the club with no damn bronze on. Everybody gonna look at you like you lost your damn mind.
Michael was 6 for 6. If you want to do titles, Russell had 11. There's Robert Orr.
Okay. Russell had 11. So the titles. This is my problem with people like this, dude.
If you want to do titles, Russell had 11.
This is my problem with people like this, bro. Don't compare titles. Don't compare winning because somebody else won more. Just because LeBron James sucks at winning and has the most L's out of any great in finals history don't matter. That doesn't matter because Bill Russell back in the 60s, yeah, he won more. He won more. So Jordan 6-0 doesn't matter. The fact that he's undefeated doesn't matter. And the fact that to this day nobody's ever been able to cap Jordan by getting more than 6 championships since he retired. Okay. So what works for Jordan, like if we were going to have this Jordan debate that he wants to have, right? By the way, was blaming others, talking about he doesn't know where it came from. But if he wants to have this Jordan debate, the thing that works for Jordan, the fact that he won the most, right? We should just shoo under the rug. Throw it right under that carpet with the rest of the roaches, right? And then we're going to talk about why LeBron's, 4-6 in the finals is so much better. Why the 4 championships LeBron did win were so awe-inspiring. Let's break that down. The Oklahoma City Thunder, his first chip, bunch of kids, right? Kevin Durant, Westbrook, and Harden coming off the bench, all around 21 and 22 years old, bunch of babies. Awe-inspiring championship that was, right after his big-ass meltdown against an actually comparable team in the Dallas Mavericks. Let's talk about his other championship, the one that he won against the Spurs, where he completely had a meltdown in the fourth, and it caused Ray Allen to have to save his ass. The one where he was a no-show and his other teammates had to do the job for him. Oh yeah, awe-inspiring, great championship that was right there. Couldn't believe it. And the Heat clearly deserved to win. Only next year, the year right after, they completely got the doors blown off them by the exact same Spurs team, showing that they should have won the year before. Let's talk about his Cleveland Cavalier championship. Oh, so awe-inspiring. He beat the 73-9 Warriors, which is why they talk about it being awe-inspiring, except for the fact that him and Brian Windhorst petitioned to get Draymond Green suspended from Game 5. Petitioned. Bro, have you ever heard of a superstar doing some bullshit like that? Getting him and his media lackey guy, the big giant fatso and Brian Windhorst, to go petition to get another player on the other team suspended so that he can have a better chance at winning. Not to mention, he caused the technical that Draymond got to begin with. Should have been a double tech. I actually don't remember if it was, but it should have been a double tech. Jordan would never, bro. Any other NBA superstar would never. The Magics, the Birds, they would not petition to go get somebody else kicked out of a game. Not over no ticky-tack fouls. He shouldn't be able to play Game 5. But LeBron was so thirsty and so desperate to win that he doesn't care. He gets rid of honor. The code of honor, the level of respect you're supposed to have on the court, he does not care. He throws it to the side every single time. Because if it means he'll lose, it doesn't matter. He'll flop his way to a championship if they would let him. If every single play LeBron could fall to the floor and there would be a whistle and then he win every single game in the finals, he would do it. His skill be damned. He wouldn't want to over-talent the next guy. LeBron's not somebody who wants to show it off of his own skill set. He needs to have a Legion of Boom, a team built like the Monstars, in order to even have the confidence that he can actually have the hope of beating the team. This is you guys' queen, bro. This is who you guys love the most. And then when we talk about the 2020 finals, right? Mickey Mouse has ring. People say it all the time, right? That ring right there during a 4-month hiatus in the middle of a lockdown season, during a Black Lives Matter activist protest that was going on, that made all the other players not even want to contend. Some of these players have family members that died, that actually lost their lives during the tournament. You think they wanted to be there? That's why all the best teams that year fell off. They fell off like grandma's cooking. Many of them already talked about it, even during the time and then after. They got podcasts, they talk about it now, but they were saying the same thing during the bubble. They did not want to be there. This was a forced event, basically to figure out a way to glorify LeBron. Now, I'm not going to lie. The Lakers were playing pretty damn good all season long, and I did enjoy watching their 2020 team. But if we're being honest, if it went down as normal, I'm almost 100% sure that the Clippers would have won that championship. And that it would have been a Clippers-Bucks final series. There's no way the Bucks would have had that meltdown because of the Jacob Blake incident, which caused them to start the lockout to begin with, which caused everybody to veto and vote on whether or not they wanted to even play. They didn't want to be there, bro. But I'm pretty sure it would have been a Bucks Clippers series. Lakers would have lost in the Western Conference Finals, and that would have been what it was. But either way, do you notice that every single championship LeBron has won, there's always a fucking asterisk to it. There's some type of asterisk. Lockout season in 2012 against the Thunder. Well, I think it was only 60 games played that season. And then the only team that was even equipped to even go when the season started was the bunch of 20 and 21-year-olds. Ray Allen saving his butt the year after. Draymond Green getting petitioned to be suspended. And then a 2020 lockout season and a half season. Doing a big-ass Black Lives Matter protest. Bro, if LeBron just for once, if he had just for once in his career won a straight-up back-and-forth championship where both teams were leveled off in talent, he didn't have like some abnormal amount of talent compared to the other team, and he just had a straight-up 7-game series. Just a basic 7-game series. More people would give him more credit. More people would give him more credit, bro. But this type of shit is never even talked about. It's never talked about. It's not mentioned. It's just his greatness. All 73-9 Warriors. Nobody talks about the fact that they were man down due to LeBron himself. That was one of the first signs, too, if you didn't notice, that he had ties in the league and in the front office. And, of course, with the referees who stopped blowing the whistles for the Warriors and allowed the Cavaliers to play prison ball defense on them. Unbelievable, man.
There's Robert Ory's got more. There's got to be layers and contextualization. I've argued forever.
This is how you know somebody's making a weak-ass argument. You putting up a role player like Robert Horry. I can't even get past 3 seconds without having to pause this video. He's talking about Robert Horry championships. How many times have y'all heard that nonsense, bro?
If the Chicago Bulls were in the Western Conference like the Chicago Blackhawks are in hockey, it's right on the line. He would have lost multiple finals because he couldn't beat Bird and the Celtics or Isaiah and the Pistons for years, so he never got to finals. Stop punishing LeBron for being more successful.
What?
He got the 10 finals.
Me, sir.
MJ, the Chicago Bulls were in the Western Conference like the Contextualization. I've argued forever. If the Chicago Bulls were in the Western had 11. There's Robert Ory's got more. There's got to be layers and contextualization. I've argued forever. If the Chicago Bulls were in the Western Conference like the Chicago Blackhawks are in hockey, it's right on the line. He would have lost multiple finals because he couldn't beat Bird and the Celtics or Isaiah and the Pistons for years, so he never got to finals. Stop punishing LeBron for being more.
I'm confused, bro. Is he... Maybe I heard that wrong, but is he trying to make an argument that Jordan played in a weak East? So therefore, if he would have played in a tougher West, but then at the end of that argument said that he couldn't get past Bird? Wait, or is he trying to say that the East was weak in the 90s and was harder in the 80s? I don't know exactly what he's trying to say, but if he's trying to say the East was weak in the 90s, that's ridiculous. That Cavs team was great. That Knicks team with Patrick Ewing was great. The Orlando Magic team with Shaq and Penny Hardaway, honestly, had Shaq stayed and Penny not got hurt, would have been a juggernaut of a team for years. What are you talking about? What exactly is he trying to say? That the East was trash? If any East was trash, it would have been LeBron James's East. The East that he played for about a decade long, when he broke down 2 teams in the Raptors and the Cavs to form a juggernaut with the Heat, and then left that team and destroyed them, and then formed a juggernaut with the Cavs again. once they were ready to get right, and then took a major player from the West and brought him back to the East. Do you guys remember who the Cavs played? Like, the Cavs played nobody, bro. The Cavs' toughest team that they ever played was that Pacers team, I believe, in 20. Actually, that wasn't even the Cavs. That was the Heat. The Heat was the hardest team he ever played. Other than that, he had the Derrick Rose Bulls, which was just a point guard in Derrick Rose and basically Joakim Noah. No. I'm sorry, sir. That Pacers team with Roy Hibbert and being actually almost the best player or the second best player next to Paul George, bro, come on. Not when you have Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Not when you have 3 top 10 players. They were all ranked top 10. What are you talking about? And then I remember hearing them say that the reason why they started that team was because Kobe was destroying the league. Kobe never had a top 10 player on his team in the late 2000s roster. Paul Gasol wasn't even really a top 20 player. Paul Gasol's best season, which I think was the year before he joined Kobe, he averaged like 21 points a game, bro. I think he averaged like 19 with Kobe. I'm not trying to, poop on Paul Gasol. He was a great player and a great second. But honestly, I think what goes to the wayside with Kobe Bryant is that he really didn't have anything close to a super team. Andrew Bynum played his role tremendously and was like a top center for just a little bit of a time, enough for Kobe to utilize him to, get those championships. But Kobe played with regular role players. Derek Fisher, one of them. Ron Artest, who couldn't shoot. And then he had Paul Gasol, who was a borderline all-star level player. Like, go look at the rankings, y'all. I don't know if you guys ever did. But if you ever go look at the rankings, bro, Paul Gasol, as a player, was nowhere near top 10 in 2008 or 7 when they traded for him. The top 10 players were like LeBron. It was Kobe in the one, Tim Duncan. You had LeBron. You had Wade. You had Carmelo. You had Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Tracy McGrady, Yao Ming, Dirk Nowitzki, so on and so forth. You can go down for another 10 to 15 players before you even get to Pau Gasol. And to be honest with you, I don't want to disrespect Pau Gasol's name, but if you want to rank him accordingly, like in today's NBA, he would be more akin to Kristaps Porzingis or Lauri Markkanen. They actually both averaged more points than Pau Gasol ever did in his career, but you kind of shoot more threes in this league, so that's a little bit why. But he's closer to a Lauri Markkanen or a Kristaps. So basically, what I'm saying is Kobe Bryant was able to win entire championship with his second best player being a Kristaps level player. The Boston Celtics got Kristaps as their fourth best player, and some would even argue fifth. That's how stacked these decks are nowadays for these championship level teams. That's how stacked they are. It's ridiculous. This is how stacked LeBron James teams are. Because if you're being honest with yourself, Powell did learn how to play defense. But most people would argue that Kevin Love was a better player than Pau Gasol was. And LeBron had him as his third best player on the team. Chris Bosh definitely was. It wasn't even close. They played in the same era. Chris Bosh was 1,000 times better than Pau Gasol. And Kobe did all of that and won 2 championships and went to 3 finals with Pau Gasol being the second best player, bro. LeBron could never. Because people always do the whole, what if they swap teams? If they swap teams, Kobe Bryant would have had 6 championships with the Cavs in the Heat, and then Powell, and then LeBron would have had none because all he would have did was blame Powell and say Bynum is stopping him from being able to dominate in the paint. I don't want to hear that shit. LeBron needs overstacked decks, and then he corrupted the East. But the greatest team on paper that they ever played was the Al Horford Hawks. What are you gonna say? The Mar DeRozan Raptors? Was that some showstopper that was supposed to stop the Cavs in their tracks? Or was it the Al Horford Hawks with what's his name? I can't even think of his name, that 3-point shooter. Can't think of his name, but Al Horford, Jeff Teague, and him. Bro, come on, man. That East was trash. Garbage. Not even close. That was one of the weakest conferences we've ever seen. And it's been talked about plenty of times that you wouldn't think that you would still have to talk about it. But then you got clowns like Colin Cowherd who wash it under the rug and then try to find a way to bring down Michael Jordan for no apparent reason. Just so he can have a quick segment about LeBron.
More successful. He got the 10 finals. MJ to 6. Magic got to 9. MJ to 6. Stop punishing people for being more successful. Don't be so ring obsessed. Contextualize stuff.
Magic got to 9 finals and played 11 seasons, y'all. He got to 9 finals and played 11 seasons. 11. When have you ever heard of some shit like that ever happening? This is why nobody gets on Magic for his lost finals. His rookie year, he won. Without his best player on the floor. And ever since his rookie year, if it wasn't every other year he was in the finals. It was only 2 years he wasn't in the finals. What are we talking about? Seriously, what are we talking about? Bro, if LeBron made the final, if LeBron only played 11 seasons in the league and made 9 finals and lost 6, let's say 10 finals, so the numbers can be the same, and lost 6 and won 4, he would get way more credit. He would. But instead he's year 23? Year 22? Year 22, 10 finals appearances, 4 losses. 3 differently built teams that he built himself. Rosters he built himself. Decks he stacked on his own. You don't get to blame other people when you chose the roster. Magic didn't choose his roster, but he damn sure got lucky to have a, already ready to go team like that just needed a leader. He was damn sure lucky to have the perfect fit that he had. Don't get me wrong about that. But even so many people forgave LeBron. And so he said, okay, I'm going to build me a team in Miami. And then we're supposed to have sympathy when we see you get smacked by a 38-year-old Tim Duncan? We're supposed to have sympathy and feel bad for you? Come on, bro. We're supposed to feel bad because Kevin Love and Kyrie got hurt in 2015? We're supposed to bring out the tissues and cry with you because Kevin Durant decided to join the team that you just beat? And the only reason why you beat him was because of Draymond Green and you and Brian Windhorst petitioning to get them suspended? We're supposed to pull out tissues for you. When we just saw you stack 2 different decks, somebody else decided to stack a deck, and we're supposed to feel sorry for Bron and contextualize and make excuses for his 4 out of 6 in the finals. We're supposed to feel bad because you guys completely built a pretty solid roster in 2020 and then immediately decided, hey, we're going to break it down and grab Russell Westbrook because we was oh so scared of the Brooklyn Nets. We thought we needed a 3rd star. We didn't care who it was. We picked up the worst IQ person we've ever seen, a Tasmanian devil in Russell Westbrook. So we're supposed to feel bad. Pull out the tissues, y'all. Let's cry. Oh my gosh. He made a blunder. Nobody feels sorry for you. You chose your destiny, bro. That was your lot in life. That's what you picked. There's no excuses. You lost.
What LeBron's doing doesn't make sense. I mean, again, Messi on any possession in soccer, that's the best thing. That's the best player in the world. Tom Brady at the very end, only like Mahomes was better, absolutely. I still would have taken Brady over Lamar, Josh Allen on a drive with a minute to go in a game. I would have taken Mahomes over Brady, but I would have taken Brady over everybody else, not named Patrick Mahomes. And last night you're watching LeBron, 35 points, triple-double, third straight game. I mean, it's just crazy to me. And his intelligence is huge because, last night, end of the game, big possessions. We're looking at now 18 dominant seasons for LeBron James, 18 to 20. Michael had 9. I mean, really, really dominated the league seasons, 9 to 10.
Okay. Do you guys see how that argument works against LeBron? Like how I see it. He had 18 dominant seasons. Okay. What did he get out of those seasons? How many MVPs does he have? He doesn't have more than Jordan. How many Defensive Player of the Years does he have? None. Compared to Jordan. Compared to Jordan. How many championships did he get? In those 18 seasons? 4. How many did Jordan get in 8? In 8 dominant seasons, he got 6 championships. According to this clown. According to Colin Clown Herd. According to Colin Clown Herd, he got 8 dominant seasons. Okay. Well, 6 championships out of those, right? How many MVPs? Right? How many Defensive Player of the Years? How many All-NBA first teams? And then compare those to LeBron, who had 18, so a full decade more. Less than a decade for Jordan, a decade more for LeBron. And he accomplished less in that time. That's all that needs to be said, bro. Your argument is stupid because it's easy to, when you stop for 5 seconds, it's easy to defute some of the nonsense that you're saying.
10, like it's just, you're getting to a point where it's like Brady's stats post 40. That's part of the story. Brady's career post 40 is better than 95% of the players who've ever played. LeBron's career post 34 is better than not only some all-stars, but 95% of the players that have ever played. Down the stretch, J.J. Redick, and J.J.'s a smart guy, he has clearly discovered that Anthony Davis is the best player on a consistent basis. But LeBron, he'll listen to him. This sounds like a criticism. Has your wife...
That's my problem, bro. You just say Anthony Davis is the best player on a consistent basis. So why is your segment not about Anthony Davis? Why are you not talking about Anthony Davis? The best player on the team, according to you. Guys, I'm sorry. I know we're not halfway through this video, man. I'm going to go ahead and cut it here, bro. Because people... I be trying to get through these videos, man. But sometimes these dudes just... They irritate me so much, man. They've been doing this stuff for so long. It's irritating to see. I'm not going to lie to you. It grinds my gears. Because nobody challenges you. There's nobody on this show to get up and say, wait, Colin, you're speaking nonsense. There's nobody on any show to do that. They just yes men. Yep. LeBron's the best. Yep. Yeah, oh, we love him. Yep. I remember when I was 10 years old and LeBron was my hero. And he still is today. Wow. Like, this is all you hear. Bunch of weirdos talking about a guy who's overhyped. He gets a couple of triple-doubles, right? Most of it comes from stat padding, and then they over-glorify him. They don't talk about his weaknesses. They don't talk about what he needs to improve on. They don't talk about his lack of defense. There's a better guy on the team. The most famous team in the league. One of the most famous teams of all time in the Los Angeles Lakers. There's a better guy. We know it. He just said it. There's the best player on the league. Well, I'm not going to say best player in the league, but best player on the team. But will they talk about him? And on a serious note, will they compare him to Jordan or Kareem? No. It's the Bron show. The show must go Bron. Just like it says right there, right? It's the Bron show. And no matter what anybody else does, Anthony Davis could drop 60 points tomorrow. They'll talk about him in their quick little 30-second, those little quick 30-second combos that they do on shows, but they won't have a serious debate about how great Anthony Davis is. Anthony Davis should be in the conversation for MVP this year. Have you guys heard anybody talk about Anthony Davis's MVP chances? Have you? How he should be top 1, 2, or 3 on the MVP list? How the Lakers are 9-4 right now? And he's leading the charge? Oh no. We gotta talk about the guy that has been. His narrative's better for us. This is exactly why, like I said in my last video, right? This is exactly why I feel bad for the players of today, because they will never get the shine until this guy retires. And even then, they still might try to make LeBron videos here or there. But until this guy retires, hangs it up, they're pretty much in limbo when it comes to promoting them inside of the National Basketball Association. So if you got drafted in the last 5-6 years, no talk for you. And this is exactly why when you watch those same players, it looks like all they care about is getting a bag. Because basically, what else can they do? They can't be talked about as the greatest of all time. They're not in a greatest of all time list. You know why? Because if they're in that list, how can you say LeBron is and they're both playing at the same time? No, you can't put anybody else in the GOAT debate. Steph Curry, if he wins a championship this year, what's stopping him from being better than LeBron? He got 5 chips. That's my point. So you guys, man, I appreciate you watching, man. Please help me. I just noticed we just got to 1,000 subs, man. I really appreciate y'all doing that for me, man. It's only been a few days too, man, and it's been grinding. Man, I got some more content for you guys. I try not to make these videos too long, but man, sometimes I just get into a little rant, bro. But I'm appreciating the love I'm getting on here. So just keep, pushing that support. Keep pushing the comment section. I'm sorry I can't get to videos like this, man, because these dudes, they just they irritate me. Every single word that comes out of their mouth, the lies that consistently come out, have to be exposed, bro. But, keep supporting, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm up out of here.